This video was filmed at 4 p.m. on March 2nd, 2026. We start from XinYiDai C section and walk to the Lizhuang Street intersection, chatting as we go. It has been 2 days since the last video was filmed. It snowed all night the day before. Some of the snow melted in the morning and the sky is still overcast. Let's walk around Baoding after the snow and take a look at real everyday life here. We are now walking inside XinYiDai C section, facing due east. We are going to exit the community through the northeast gate and head to Ruixing Road. Then walk east all the way to Lizhuang Street. You can see that Japanese and German cars are more common around here. Judging by the traces of melted snow on the cars, the air doesn't seem very dirty and there's no obvious mud. But in reality, the air quality isn't good. According to the weather forecast, today is considered light pollution. Here, what is called light pollution would probably count as heavy pollution in North America. The trees here are very noticeable when they are pruned. They are completely cut bare and then grow back. This is a very real living environment, completely unfiltered. And the management of this residential community is fairly decent. In the future, we'll look at more communities. On the surface, it might seem a bit messy, but if you actually live here and understand it, this residential community handles many more important issues very well, so the other things can be tolerated. This is an 18-year-old residential community. I think it's pretty good that it has been maintained like this. Oh, I misspoke earlier. We didn't go out through the northeast gate directly to Ruixing Road. Instead, we exited through the east gate, went up Hengxiang North Avenue, then headed north to Ruixing Road, and finally walked east to Lizhuang Street. Among this row of storefronts nearby, only the first convenience store hasn't changed. The others have changed tenants again and again. The residential community across the street is called 世纪华庭, Century Huating. There's someone selling zongs there, and the loudspeaker is quite loud. Right now is the first lunar month. Tomorrow is the Lantern Festival when people eat yuanxiao. So, It's a bit strange that someone is already selling zongzi. Zongs are usually eaten on the 5th day of the 5th lunar month. The street is called Hengxiang Avenue, and this section here is Hengxiang North Avenue. We talked about this before. The reason it's called Hengxiang is probably because it was named after a company. Maybe the company paid for the road construction back then, or something like that. I'm not sure though, it's just my guess. Is a woman running the stall here. From her accent, she sounds like a local from Baoding. In the past, I would probably buy a couple and eat them. I used to accept anything that came along. But now, I wouldn't do that anymore. I worry it might not be clean. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what she's selling. It's just my own habit now. I don't easily buy food to eat outside anymore. Let's walk through the small garden by the street. Over there, some elderly people are playing cards and chess. Let me show you. Over there, it looks like they are practicing Tai Chi, Tai Chi. Over here, there's a whole group of people all playing cards and chess. When we say playing cards, it doesn't necessarily mean poker. Playing mahjong is also called playing cards. I'd feel a bit awkward squeezing in there, especially holding a phone and filming. It might make people feel like their privacy is being invaded. We are now walking on Ruixing Road, heading due east. We can pay attention to how the storefronts are doing business. I feel embarrassed pointing the camera so forcefully into the storefronts. It's very impolite, like I'm peeking inside. Overall, among the shops that have been around for the past 10 years, maybe only about 1 in 10 remain. A dog's pooping. Its owner is taking out some paper to pick up its poop. This storefront is for rent. During the Chinese New Year, when the official lease expires, many storefronts are transferred. This year, I've been walking around the streets more and have seen a lot for rent. Some are even hard to rent out, with signs saying direct lease from the owner and no transfer fee. The residential community on the left across the street is called 秀兰景观城, and on the right is still 世纪华庭. Each of these two communities occupies one city block. The fences and gates of the residential communities all have access control. Since the start of the pandemic, these access controls have become the norm. I lived in this building for 5 years. This clothing store used to be run by our downstairs neighbor, but it has been transferred as well. Along this row of storefronts ahead, except for the fast food, massage shop, and the one at the very end selling fruit, the others have changed again and again. Even the Mixue Bingcheng seems to have shrunk. I remember it being brighter and more spacious than it is now. Maybe I'm mistaken. Anyway, it looks cramped now. This maroon Toyota Crown is probably owned by the fruit shop owner. It's still parked in the same spot and is cleaned very well.